It looks like someone's having a case of the Mondays. Thankfully, though, it's nobody that we like, and they're all the lying, liberal, treasonous loser types. So it's all really good news. But there's a lot of stuff starting to pile up, and everybody, I think, woke up to a real bad Monday. We're going to talk about that today. It's what the whole video is going to be about. I'm Jared. This is RedRacer Video, formerly a car vlogger, and now I'm an independent citizen journalist. Thanks to you, the viewers. Your donations through Patreon, PayPal, and Venmo down below in the description of this video quite literally bring the channel to you folks at this point. It is your donations that I live off of. This is my work now, and I am super grateful you give me the opportunity to do that. As you watch the video, if you see value, and only if you see value, consider supporting in one of the 3 links down below. So guys, like I said, Case of the Mondays. Today is a great Monday for me. I mean, I've been having a phenomenal day with all the stuff that I've seen, and some of it happened over the weekend, but I want to break some of that down today. Some of this is all probably stuff you all might have scrolled through on your feeds. If you don't already, follow at RedRacer Video on Instagram. I'm on Parler too, do a lot more stuff on Instagram. I'm one of the bakers, and me and my friends spend a lot of time bringing a lot of good information to you folks. So follow us at RedRacer Video on Instagram, and then make sure you follow the bakery and everybody that's involved in that, because there is countless pieces of good information floating around. The first thing I want to talk about kind of works because of the color of my shirt today, blue and white, but Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who I'm sure you all know, he got a criminal referral from Matt Gaetz for his testimony that he gave to Congress while under oath, where he said that Facebook is not involved in any censoring and there is no political foolery, I guess is the word. I was going to say tomfoolery, but they basically said that they don't do anything to affect elections. Big, big lies. Let's talk about why. Project Veritas. And guys, if you don't follow Project Veritas, make sure you follow their YouTube channel. I don't know if they have one, but make sure you're following them on Instagram. Get on their website. Pay attention to what they're doing, because they expose people left and right. They just so happen to have an undercover operation in Facebook, where 2 separate whistleblowers inside of Facebook that worked at 2 separate facilities both rolled on Facebook. And I've got some notes here. I don't want to screw this up, so I'm going to look down at my notes a little while I read this. But the criminal referral that was given to Attorney General Barr from Representative Matt Gaetz was given to him following a Project Veritas report detailing political censorship and targeting exposed by the whistleblowers, and they worked on what was called the content moderator team. They were content moderators. And again, at 2 separate Facebook facilities. They have undercover footage, so this isn't like just willy-nilly like when they accused Trump of being a Russian. This is actual real stuff that they have actual evidence on, and that's why they are now giving criminal referrals. Again, going back real quickly to all the people who say nothing is happening, you're getting way too used to TV, and you got really used to how the Democrats did all their fake phony stuff while they were trying to make Trump look bad when they arrested Stone and when they arrested Flynn. That's not how real investigations work. You actually do the real investigatory, is that the word? The real investigation, the real digging prior to bringing the people in, and then you just nail them down. You don't bring them in and then try to build a case on them like they did to our president. That's why everybody, I think, is misunderstanding how this is all going to work. That and the gravity of the situation, and the fact that it involves basically the vast majority of our politicians, the vast majority of our elites, Hollywood, entertainers, sports, the whole deal, right? Getting back to the notes though here. This stuff is very, very real. So the undercover footage shows, they even have undercover footage proving that they had a whole bunch of times where there was times where they could either call things political speech or they could call them hate speech. Again, undercover footage shows a great deal of the time where things were going to be or should have been political speech. They were considered hate speech just simply for being in support of Donald Trump. So didn't violate any guidelines. They were simply posts in support of Donald Trump, and they were considered hate speech and removed or suppressed, or I'm sure we'll find out the extent of how it goes here as all of this progresses now that he's going to have to go before Congress. But let's keep going here. At the very same time, this is where just the absolute double standard. And this won't surprise any of you, I don't think, but this is where it gets kind of entertaining to me. At the very same time, they showed, again, this is all stuff they have footage on. They showed speech promoting violence against Donald Trump and his supporters being labeled as merely political. So when they had the opportunity in the reverse, where people were threatening violence against Trump and his supporters, that was clearly hate speech, right? No, that one's just political speech. That's okay, we'll leave that on the platform. They were quite literally hiding our support for our president and enticing people to hurt us for supporting our president. That is what Facebook was doing. They were rigging an election. Gets a little bit better even yet. One of the whistleblowers even captured a shot of the Facebook corporate ruling that came down. They had a scenario where there was an image of a hand holding the president's head, and there was a knife slashing the president's throat. This was one of the things that came up. This was a corporate ruling that was handed down, and the corporate ruling that was handed down. Oh, one more thing. The caption on this picture said "F Trump" underneath it. Cutting his throat, F Trump underneath it. Clearly hate speech, right? Clearly goes against the community guidelines, right? Community standards. Nope. That one was just political speech. They left that one up. And better yet, they told the content moderators to follow that up and make sure that the people who posted the picture didn't receive any hate speech from people as a result of their posting it. This is, again, beyond refute. This will, I believe, be the end of Facebook. I don't see how they make it through this. This is treason. This goes a lot deeper than this. It's not like Mark Zuckerberg is unknowingly doing what he's doing. He knows. He is involved. He's one of them. He knows what he's doing. But this is going to be the beginning of what I think is going to bring a lot to light about what Facebook has been doing with our information. Selling our information, spying on us, quite literally just spying on us, okay? But let's keep going, because there's a lot of people having a bad Monday. A lot of people with the case of the Mondays. Okay. They're clearly rigging the elections, and this is treason. I wanted to make that point again before I moved on. This isn't they're just kind of a pro-Democrat. No, it's not how it works. They are what's the class, a 203 or whatever organization? They are not a publisher. They are not an editor. They are a public forum, and they get a lot of concessions as a result of that. And on top of it all, he lied under oath in front of Congress. Another thing that happened that's absolutely phenomenal, speaking of people having bad Mondays, let's talk about the fact that the White House petition to investigate the Gates Foundation eclipsed the 600,000 signatures mark. 600,000 people signing the petition to have Bill Gates and his wife and all the sickos around him investigated for crimes against humanity, for the things they've done, for their involvement in COVID, for their involvement in killing people intentionally with vaccines, for all that. 600,000 people on that. That's a big deal. Mark my words, Bill Gates is freaking out. I even saw CNN trying to defend him and say that all the stuff that's going around about him is false, and how is he dealing with it? It was great. One more person. And this one I get a great deal of joy of, I'll be honest, because I've got somebody in my life that really kind of likes this person still, and I'm trying to convince him that she's a scum of the earth. Oprah's O magazine, the printed publication portion of it, after 20 years in print, is closing down. And for those of you that'll say, oh, it's just the print, and it's going to come back later. Again, it's been there for 20 years. Why are they closing it? Sexual misconduct allegations against the president of the magazine publication. So like I said to my friend today, so you're going to tell me Oprah's in trouble with all this stuff? It's, in my opinion, incredibly clear. She's been photographed a couple of different times now with a big box under her sweatpants on her leg. Sure looks like an ankle monitor. And now the president of her magazine's got sexual misconduct allegations against him, and they're closing down the magazine. And you still think she's clean? Okay. Okie dokie. All right, we're going to move on. Who else is having a really bad Monday? Well, Tom and Rita Hanks had to go and become citizens of Greece. Now, before you guys are like, oh, that would be a wonderful place to live. I want to move to Greece. They're so lucky. Really? The same people who the entire country's talking about them. Let's call it what it is. I'm not saying everybody believes me about it, but everybody knows these two people are absolutely being investigated for being, I don't want to use that term because it's bad in this situation and I won't, but they're absolutely in big, big trouble, very much involved. A lot of people think they're already dead. A lot of people think they flew home on with federal agents, and now they moved to Greece, and they've really not come out and said much of anything, and everything they have done has been small, weird, and cryptic. It's been a bad Monday for them too. If you had to move out of your country and declare citizenship in another country, and you live in the greatest country in the world, that people are risking life and limb to come to this country, and the country made you rich, famous, and like a star, and you're going to try and tell me there's a logical explanation for why you're moving out and declaring citizenship somewhere else? No. Let's go one more. Jerry Nadler. I hope you guys, again, at RedRacer Video on Instagram. If you don't follow me, go follow me. Follow the bakery as well and all of my baker friends, because there's a lot of good information. A lot of it I just steal from them and repost. But that's okay. That's how we're doing it. The whole goal is to get the information out there. Also, one more thing. To anybody out there that follows me on any platforms anywhere, do not ask to share content. Always share. The whole goal is for us to wake people up and open eyes. The more sharey, the more bettery. I don't know why I said those things that goofy, but that's how it came out. But please, just share. But Jerry Nadler, you guys have probably seen it now. I'm failed at writing in my notes the name of the guy that was interviewing, but somebody got in front of him, kind of questioning him and asking him about the Portland riots. And Jerry Nadler's his response was incredibly moronic. Not incredibly surprising, because nothing would surprise me to come out of these people's mouths. But he said the riots in Portland are just a myth that Washington, D.C. is trying to create for like political gain or whatever. And that the TV is trying to create. And this guy's like, Nadler, like, Representative Nadler, there's burning, they're shooting at cops, there's officers getting injured every night. There's 60 days in a row of riots, not protests, riots. 60 days in a row. And he was just, oh, no, it's not happening. And he just got in the car like it. That's a bad Monday for Jerry Nadler right now. Everybody's watching that video, Jerry. There's no way in heck you don't know what's happening in Portland right now. Next group of people who are having a really bad Monday, every single person who has tried to keep the false flag flu going. Real quick shameless promotion for myself. I promise, guys, I'm like literally one more day away. All the shirts are ready. I'm just trying to get the artwork onto the website, and then you can click send them. It's a Shopify site. Like I said before, slicker than snot. We're going to be flying a lot of them. Blue, red, greens, all colors. I'll post them later. We'll talk about it later. But everyone who has tried to keep the false flag flu going is suffering L after L after L, day after day right now. Just recently, in the last couple days, and real quick here, I'm going to leave a link in the, actually I'm not going to leave a link in the description because YouTube doesn't like us leaving links for these people, but go look at the bakery website, thebakery.com, with a Q, BAQERY.com, thebakery.com. They posted an article today about the Yale epidemiologist, I think that's how you say it, right? I'm not a doctor, forgive me if I'm wrong, that came out and basically said, actually they quoted him as saying, hydroxychloroquine is, quote, the key to defeating COVID-19. Interesting. Sounds a lot like something our president's been saying ever since this COVID thing got announced. And everybody was trying to discredit him, say he was crazy, said he told people to go inject bleach. You guys know all the different ways they've tried to attack him and discredit what he said. But yeah, we know, like, no crap. And we've known for a long time. But now Now it's coming out. It's like, it's again, they can only hide this stuff and bury this stuff for so long. But if people like you and me just keep forcing it out everywhere, eventually enough people see it and they just can't keep burying it. So please, guys, one more time, do not ask, just share always. Another thing that happened today, you guys probably saw this video. Big group of American doctors met like steps of one of the capitals. I don't know where it was at. I only saw the video. Doctor after doctor after doctor came up and took their chance to basically call out COVID-19 for what it is, a big scam. Essentially said that they've hid information about everything, kept information about treatments hidden, kept driving fear when there shouldn't be fear, kept just trying to keep the country locked down when there is in fact lots and lots of evidence to show that keeping us locked down is actually way worse for us than this flu ever was. So that was bad for all the false flag flu folks. It's just, it's hilarious. Not hilarious in a good way. They pointed out, and the part that I took away from this whole thing more than it was a 45-minute press conference. I'll put a link in the description for it if I can find it. 45-minute press conference. A bunch of the doctors, though, called out the fact that countries that never even instituted any kind of a lockdown are faring as good or better than countries that locked down. So I've said this before and I'll say it again, this lockdown was never about our health. It was about our health. It was about killing a bunch of us, keeping us unhealthy, getting our president out of office that we voted in and putting their people back into power so they have control again and the people don't have the control anymore. That's what this whole thing is about. It's falling apart on them by the day. By the day. Two more things that happened. 17,000 additional documents, and this didn't happen like in the last day or two, but something I want to mention. 17,000 additional documents have been released in the Flynn case. These documents are going to bring massive amounts of pain to Obama, Biden, Lynch, Comey, Brennan, Strzok, Page, and lots more. Piling on top of that, Peter Strzok, it's being reported, is now cooperating with the investigation, with Durham's investigation. Q has talked in his posts a lot. If you guys don't follow qmap.pub, I recommend you follow what Q says. He doesn't post every day, but if he does post, it's going to help you guys stay on top of what's going on. But Q has asked us, when do birds sing? Sounds to us like Peter Strzok is singing right now. Things are going good. Things are going swimmingly, I might say. Unless you are in Chicago, Portland, one of these democratically run cities, they're intentionally being run into the ground by releasing prisoners, imprisoning or jailing and fining business owners that are just trying to go to work, while at the same time they're defunding police departments. So you've already got people in the streets destroying stuff, killing people. And now you're going to let more prisoners out of jail. And they're not like nice people. They're going to let thousands more prisoners out and take away cops. It does not take a scientist or a mathematician or anything to figure out what is being done, to figure out the operation that is being run on us as a country right now. This is a war. We are at war. This is an insurgency, and that is what we are witnessing. But things, like I said, are going really well. It just looks really tumultuous right now because the media is showing you that. The biggest virus in our country is the media. It is the TV and it is our news. I'm trying to alleviate that for you guys. I'm trying to be good, solid, concise information. If you feel like I'm doing that for you, one more shameless plug. 3 links in the description down below where you can support the channel. Keep this going. You guys are my work. You are my income. I appreciate you doing it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow on the next RedRacer video. Keep an eye on RedRacervideo.com because these things will be ready any day. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, guys.